Hello, my name is Lori Lamonto, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and a licensed clinical drug and alcohol counselor. This channel is called Courage to Change by Lori. So I'm hoping at this point you can be a part of our community and that you can recognize some good topics. It's usually going to be related to some kind of recovery of some sort, whether it be abuse or relationship or childhood, some kind of recovery. It doesn't always have to be traumatic, but it's definitely going to be related to some of the traumas that people go through. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe if you are getting familiar with our community and our channel. There'll be an email at the bottom if you want to send a message. So anyway, today's topic is going to be on rejection. I have some notes written down because I have a lot of thoughts on this. The first thought is sometimes rejection can just follow you from childhood. You might have thoughts in your head that you've created that no one likes you, or you don't have worth, or you don't have some kind of approvals. So you might do different things to try to get that rejection spirit, we'll say a spirit of rejection that's following you. It's almost like a shadow. And it can bring a lot of complications to your self-confidence, to your way of handling people, jobs, romantic relationships, friends, because this shadow of rejection or this spirit of rejection just keeps following you. So definitely that's an issue, but today's topic is going to be more about practical, everyday rejections that actually happen, and how can we use rejection, whether it be created or whether it be a complete example of something, to turn around for your growth. Okay, there's a theory called Stoicism by Marcus something. I can't remember his last name right this second, but either way, my old supervisor, Frank Garcia, who also works here with me now, really supports Stoicism. So I did a little bit of research on it throughout my time as a therapist. But today, I'm going to just sort of focus on two ways of maybe handling it. Okay, because you can have a situation where you're actually being ignored. One thing that can happen is you're being ignored by someone, or you are, having them disapprove of you in some way. Okay, and that rejection can sting. It can bring pain, and it can bring a person down. So my goal today is to kind of look at, well, what if somebody actually is ignoring you and telling you, no, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be friends with you. No, you don't have this job. And they start ignoring you. Okay. Most people will want to overreact. Okay. They'll want to start over texting, over accommodating, over investing, instead of taking that time to see how God, has used it to catapult you forward. Okay. So I wrote a few notes that if for some reason that rejection really brings that pain, it could be one of your stepping stones to greatness. Okay, it could be this catalyst that actually says, okay, that door shut. What door is going to open? And we hear that saying all the time, but you have to actually believe it. Okay, and you have to actually know another door is going to open, and I don't have to stay focused on this. It can make you see God's hands, as I already mentioned. See God, and what are the hidden things going on behind the scene that God is saying no to this. Sometimes I used to hear this saying, rejection is God's protection. Okay, so if they actually are ignoring you and you get that rejection and you feel that indifference, okay, the goal here is to rise above it. Come above it. Don't stay stuck in that, petty, childish kind of rehashing, replaying, getting stuck in the cycle of it. Start honestly ignoring them back. That would be my first step to you. Ignore them back. It will bring your power back. It'll be like a decision to say, oh, you ignored me. Well, now I'm going to mirror you and I'm going to ignore you. Okay? Because a lot of times when we overreact and we start responding, they have that power. They've gotten power over your emotions. Stoicism is about controlling your emotions and your responses. Okay? It's very practical. It's very much about the now, not a lot of psychotherapy and going backwards. It's now. Okay? So this is about the time where you say, no, this is about my worth. You've ignored me, so I'm going to ignore you back. And don't engage. Choosing not to engage lets them see, wow, she has worth. She has value. She's not engaging in the pettiness of this. She's telling me I have more to life than you. We do, as people, sometimes look for these external validations, these external acceptances. This is about changing it around and pivoting to say, I love myself and I don't need to engage with someone who doesn't know my value, but I know my value. So this is going to be about showing that you are unaffected, okay? You're not affected by their rejection, and you are getting this to turn back around on them, and you are rising above it. And the first thing is to just ignore them back. Very, very challenging for someone who might have an anxious attachment style. Very, very challenging if it's been a long-term relationship, or if that sting, is really, really, really hitting you, okay? So how do you do that? What do you do? First thing I would say, start new activities, okay? Whether it be a sport, whether it be reading, whether it be going to the gym, whether it be, gardening, whether it be volunteering yourself, or just going around people who actually value you. Engage with those that enjoy your company. Engage with those that support and value who you are, okay? That's gonna be huge. Use it again, I'm gonna just repeat, as a growth time. If for some reason, you really are feeling challenged by it, putting the effort into those activities will bring your own value up as well. You'll start to feel like, wow, I've put my effort into a new hobby and I have invested into this new hobby. It's a little bit of a distraction. This isn't going to be that you don't feel your feelings. Again, Stoicism is about feeling the feelings and responding correctly. Okay, so it's not about saying I'm going to ignore my feelings. It's just you're going to ignore them and bring that self-worth back to you. Okay. So again, they have that saying, you're trying to survive, but you can thrive. Okay, I wrote that on my paper because you're trying to survive something that hurt you, but we do want you to thrive. Okay, and we want you to see this emotional maturity coming. Stoicism is about emotional maturity. How do we respond under pressure? Okay, so as I already said, the second thing, which I've mentioned already, don't overreact. Don't overreact emotionally. Somehow figure out a way for you to not let that wild side of you that wants to vent and tell them off or, beg or chase, okay? Don't let that react. Don't let that reaction happen. Okay, Stoicism has a secret weapon that's all about you empowering yourself emotionally, figuring out how to respond in that current situation in an emotionally mature way. And one of the things it would say is to stay calm. Okay, calm for those who've had trauma, for those who have had narcissistic relationships, or for those who have had childhood abuse. Calm is typically not an easy reaction. But we're going to ask you to stay calm, okay? Because it is a stoic way. It shows, again, emotional maturity. It offers a different path for you, okay? So if your path has been someone who overreacts, if your path has been someone that jumps into, venting and telling them off, this calmness will bring your brain to another level, your emotions to another level, to act kind under feeling rejected. Remember, it's a shadow. It's following you. It's something that wants to provoke you. So calm is where I'm going with this for your second thing. Do not overreact. It's not about suppressing your feelings. No, this isn't about suppressing, because sometimes people can think, if I act calm, then I'm suppressing and I'm pretending. No, this is about gaining emotional maturity. This is about you figuring out, if I do want to reach out, how do I reach out in genuine concern? If I do reach out, how do I reach out with no expectation? My goal for you is not to reach out, okay, because you want them to feel the silence. You want them to feel that you're empowered. But if for some reason there is this too much of a pull and you feel like you really have to reach out, the calmness is going to be a huge emotional maturity at that time of rejection, okay? And then also reflect a little bit on, why am I feeling this way? What is actually going on that I'm feeling this way? Typically, when we find out with rejection, the why is not that we're actually rejected, okay? The why is I feel insecure. I feel undervalued. I feel like someone is insulting me and I feel insecure now. Okay, so we want, at this point, when you reflect on the why and then look at your insecurities, again, we're trying to raise and pivot. We're trying to change that rejection to, no, I have value. Engage with those people who love me. Engage with my value, my strength. We're going to turn this around. We're going to make a brain shift, okay? That when you really look at rejection, it's about insecurity. And we want us to, in Stoicism, okay, to make sure you turn that around to good, to turn that around to say, nope, I'm not going to feel insecure. I have a lot of worth. I have a lot, okay? Stoicism just focuses on your responses and your reactions. So we want these responses to be emotionally mature. Stay polite, stay kind. If you do reach out, don't have it be for any expectation, okay? You know, it's not passive. It isn't something you're trying to ignore. It's just gaining your strength and your survival and your power and your value. Okay, rejection, again, makes you feel insecure. So we want to gain that security back and not let that happen to you. The power lies in how you respond. That's what I wrote. Okay, power lies in how you respond. That emotional power lies in you. Not how others treat you, not how others validate you. You cannot get this external approval to say, I feel worth only by external approval. I feel worth only if people validate me. No, this is about you rising above that and saying, even if others don't treat me right, even if they reject me, even if I get a no, I still have worth and value. Okay, I still can emotionally mature. I still can grow. I can still use the situation to adapt to a mindset that's completely different, that your no means something yes somewhere else. Okay. And according to Stoicism, when you master calmness, okay, you're going to feel that maturity. You're going to feel that value. You're going to start to recognize, wow, I've mastered a skill. Excuse me. I've mastered a skill. I've mastered something that I now don't have to be so depleted of my energy, or so depleted of my spiritual growth, or so depleted from, you know, that energy of things that are going on. At this point, I'm going to, you know, encourage, okay, that you continue to see your journey of self-confidence. This is about self-confidence. Okay, so when someone says no, you give that mirror back to them. You give them the silence they give you. You gain your respect. You engage with the people that are good with you. You do new hobbies. Your self-confidence builds up, and you continue to value yourself independently. Okay, instead of relying upon someone else to bring that satisfaction, you independently know, go ahead and reject me right back at you. That rejection goes right back at you, and I am independently valuing myself. Don't crumble. Don't crumble at the first sight of indifference. Don't fall apart at the first time of rejection. Don't crumble at it. Just keep moving yourself to say, I have value. Yeah, you might take a minute to deal with it. You have to process it. It's okay. But then we want to gain that ground back. You want to gain that confidence back. So in closing, I mean, I basically said a lot here. I mean, turn it around for growth. Okay, use these things as a stepping stone. And it maybe for some, this might seem easier said than done. And honestly, this is practical. This isn't theory. This is not only like a clinical thing, or there's more steps, and I might come into different steps of how to deal with rejection from Stoicism. Today, I'm only focusing on the two. Which one was ignore them and don't react emotionally. Those are the two, okay? And we will come back to it further. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it makes sense. We want your self-confidence to be about your own value, not external, okay? And when someone rejects you, or that spirit is following you, or that shadow is following you, we have to then start figuring out, how do I engage in better hobbies, better interests, better self-confidence? Don't respond, don't overreact. Hey, I've been there. I've struggled with this, so there's no judgment on this end. We're just trying all, as healers, who have to go through healing processes of recovery. How do we deal? How do we deal with that, whether created or real? So again, hit the like button, and we will talk soon. Thank you.